Yeah, so I wrote a bunch of songs about my experience in rehab, and but I wanted to make an album that was like Billy Joel's The Nylon Curtain.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Like with pressure.
Namaste, Margaret Cho. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, to all of our viewers, Margaret and I tried this interview a few weeks ago at the Algonquin Hotel, and it was this heartbreaking series of technical difficulties, and I've had a pit in my stomach ever since. And she was so kind to come back on today.
Oh, of course.
I'm very grateful.
Thank you.
But you know, have you ever listened to that podcast, The Interview?
No, what is it?
That's great. It's the New York Times, and I think it's like the cover story from the magazine.
Okay.
But what's cool about it is the reporter calls the subject back a week later. Because I don't know about you, but I leave every interview thinking, oh, I should have asked this, or I wondered about that. And I've always thought it's such a cool idea. So in a way, we're doing that here.
Oh, I like that. Okay, cool.
And so here, if that had been my initial reasoning for doing it, the things that have stuck out for me are the following. I can't stop thinking about your 19 months in rehab. I don't know why that keeps playing in my mind. Just like 19 months feels like such a long time. And I'm wondering what habits or rituals or things that you developed during those 19 months that have stuck with you that you continue today.
Well, I loved it. And I think it's like what it gave me a chance to do is not focus on my work at all and only build a life around recovery, which was really important. So it helped me to establish the places I was going to go, the people I was going to talk to, the kind of relationships that I wanted to set. It helped me establish my meditation rituals, my kind of series of spiritual writings that I read and also do. So, you know, like it helped me lay out a game plan of the way that I was going to approach my recovery without having to like think about any aspect of my work at all. So I didn't work at all during that time either, which was another thing that was really important. Because I think I would escape into my work and that I had achieved a level of success that helped me deny the fact that I was having a bad time with alcohol and drugs, you know? Like if you're making money, like who cares if you're fucked up? Like, you know, so I would always fall back on that. So it was really important to strip away everything in my life that was not recovery, and that included work, to gradually come back in. I mean, I did a couple of movies during that time, but I was, for the most part, very focused on I didn't go to do stand-up comedy on the road. I didn't really do that much overall in comedy. So it was really just about focusing on recovery only. And that, I mean, that I think helped me a lot. I'm actually writing I'm writing an album of songs about my time there. It's called Grippy Sock Vacation.
Wait, what?
It's very good. It's an album. It's all songs about, I wrote songs when I was there. That was one thing I did, because I had a guitar and I had a lot of time. So I did write songs.
Is guitar your therapy?
Well, guitar it's one of the instruments that I play, but it's also the one that I write the most on. And so it is kind of my therapy, but it's also like my friend. Like my guitar is kind of, it's always, it's a form of it is always around me. It's always in my hands. It's always like the way that I communicate around the house. You know,
what do you mean you communicate around the house? Like you talk to your plants, you're like, yeah,
or I'm like walking around with it, or I'm like I play it outside. Like I don't even play well. That's not the point. It's just that I have to make sounds. Like I do make a lot of sound all the time, which is one of the great things about living alone. I love it because I can make a lot of noise at any time. But yeah, so I wrote a bunch of songs about my experience in rehab, and so it's a while coming. But I wanted to make an album that was like Billy Joel's The Nylon Curtain.
Yeah.
Do you remember, like, with Pressure and
Yeah,
all those songs about like trauma, like it's about like economic trauma, like Allentown, but it's also about
depressing.
Good Night Saigon, like it's about PTSD, all this stuff. Like, so
It's a heavy topics. Yeah.
It's an 80s album about psychotherapy and also Get Nervous by Pat Benatar, which is like, I wanted to do the record that was really just very, very, Girl Interrupted or that kind of vibe. So that's what I'm doing. But anyways, being in rehab for a long time, it's a kind of a crystallized time, that a golden era in my life that I always refer back to when I'm feeling like overwhelmed or something. I'm like, well, I could go back to that. And I do go back to that in pieces every day with my meditation and sort of my recovery thing. But, I could always go. I love the idea of treatment. It's very expensive. So I think if I do it again, I would have to really think about that. It basically cost me everything I had to go for that long, but it was really,
and gave you everything you have now, right?
It gives me everything that I have now. So it's been 9 years. It's super worth it. I have a really strong recovery, but I do love like taking time, going away, where you're away from your devices, away from all of your demands, and you're just there to work on whatever you want to work on.
It's funny you say that about the devices, because the other thing from our interview, or the poor technologically challenged interview, was when you told me about you take all those hours a day away from your devices. Like, I still kind of can't get over it. So remind me how many hours a day you're off?
I'm 12 hours on, 12 hours off, but that totally means I'm on 12 hours. But I 12 hours, I spend 12 hours a day away from devices or screens. No screens.
Any screens.
So no television, no movies, no internet, no phone, no, I can talk on the phone. I can call somebody, oddly. The most important reason you have a phone. I can use somebody's voice. I can communicate with somebody's voice. I can't text.
That's a big difference.
That's a big difference. I cannot text. I can actually call somebody and talk to them, but I cannot text anybody for 12 hours.
How do you feel about talking on the phone? Like, I used to, as a kid, talk for hours and hours.
Yeah.
And now I would rather do anything than pick up the phone. I don't know why it's so scary to me.
I don't know. I don't love it. I don't know what it is, but I always like to text a lot. But texting means it's not the communication. It's that I'll text and then I'll keep looking at my phone. It's an entry point into a world. My phone is a whole world that I need to be away from. Because it's not the texting exactly, but it's just like I'll think of something and I need to look it up, or I'm just going to check and see if, and then like that, and it's over. Or somebody sends me a link to something and it's over, and then I'm on my phone for like 4 hours. I mean, I am super addicted to my phone, but I know that I'm kind of managing it. It's just 12 hours on, 12 hours off, whatever. But 12 hours so that I can write down, physically write. I can play an instrument. I can read a book. I can meditate. I can lay down. I can talk on the phone. But yeah, it's very tricky. I could go to a Zoom meeting. I've stretched that a little bit, but not look at the phone. I can listen to it.
Fair.
But I can't look at it. So yeah.
Is text Margaret different than phone Margaret? Meaning, like, if you and I were to have a text exchange versus a phone conversation, are you different on your text than you are on the phone?
I don't know. Maybe. I think I imagine I'm pretty similar. It's not so different. With text, you can be briefer. It's just a couple of exchanges, and it's more about just information. Whereas a phone call, you can take a little bit more time, but yeah, I don't know. I think, they're about pretty much the same. I think.
I think it's so interesting how now there's like text therapy, like, that's a thing, like BetterHelp or whatever. You can talk or you can text your therapy. It knocks me out. I'm old. You know what I mean? Like, for me, therapy is like an in-person, this is how you do it. The idea of texting therapy seems wild, but for people who are younger than us, that's how they communicate. I guess that's how you can be your most real self.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a preference, and also, yeah, maybe they can be their real selves because they're used to texting like that. I think it would be hard to put all of that into words in that way. I would just like to say it rather than write
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But everybody has their levels of comfort with therapy.
Do you like it?
I do like therapy. I've been to a lot of therapy, and over time, I think I'm a little bit burnt out of it. What the kinds that I like right now are like EMDR, where it's very technical, where you're doing like light, you're following light, like you kind of bring yourself into a sort of an emotional state, and then you distract it with lights so that you sort of are not you're not thinking the same thought all the way through in a loop. It's interrupting your thought through lights, and it's very interesting. So I like that kind of therapy. That is sort of new. That's helped me more than talk therapy.
Oh, so there's no talking. You're not talking while you're flashing. You're just
No, you're maybe you sort of a little bit talking about what's causing that. Like you get yourself, you sort of bring up a memory that's really upsetting, and then you have that thought interrupted by lights and paddles. Everybody has a different kind of way of doing it, where you're moving your eyes, and there's something to that. It breaks the pattern of like the repetitive, um, intrusive thought.
oh,
So that's been really helpful. I really did get a lot of that kind of therapy. So those kinds of things. Talk therapy helps. But currently it's not a priority for me, or it's not. So it doesn't seem like a necessity. I don't really miss having it or anything.
that's awesome. And then when you do miss it, you just go back. It's not like a
Yeah. There's a therapist that I do really like that I have seen for over quite a long time. So I think she's the best, but I just don't really have a need to sort of see. I'm not sort of feeling it.
That's really interesting that you said it's EMDR.
Yeah,
What does that stand for?
I don't know. What does it
Under
stand for?
the
Let's look.
the
What do they call it?
let's look it up.
This is why, and then
Let's
I'll look at my phone forever.
right.
EMDR. It's what does it stand for?
I'm gonna
It
make emotional
eye
mind.
movement desensitization and reprocessing. Eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. So
It
it's
sounds
like
like
you
a
move.
torture thing from Vietnam.
Yeah, you move your eyes. Like, okay, say that you're super upset about something, and then you like keep thinking about it. So what you'll do is you go to the office, and then you'll get yourself into a state like purposefully where you make yourself super upset about the thing, and then right at the height of it, the therapist will do the lights so that you're interrupting the thought process with the light. So and it sort of teaches your brain to stop that obsessive thought of what's going on. It just interrupts because your brain sort of like does these repetitive things all the time. Like our thought patterns, we just like completely like put them in. They're like old tapes that we put in,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
we just play and play and play, and then just to distress ourselves. But when
Mm,
somebody goes in and purposefully goes, don't do that, don't do
right.
that, but with like lights that go inside your head, it's like a kind of magic. I'm
Yeah.
explaining it in a really dumb way, but it's really helped me. Um,
Sounds fascinating. Now, can you self-regulate like when the thoughts start coming because you've done this therapy? Are you like, wait, let me kick into that mode?
I don't know if I can really self-regulate, but I know that those things that upset me before don't as
Hmm.
much. So that if I were to go back and do it for something else, I think it would be good. But it's more like, um, it kind of gives you proof that there's a way to overcome things that you didn't know. Like it's not just
Yeah.
about feeling your feelings. It's not just about talk therapy. It's not just about working it out. Sometimes it's as simple as, look at this. Like change your mind like
Look
this.
over there.
Like, and
Yeah.
it can be really beneficial. So I don't know. I really like it. I did that a lot actually when I was in rehab.
Oh,
So I did that for quite like many of the months that I was there. And I found that to be really helpful. Also just meditation in general
do
has
you do a
helped me the most.
specific form like TM or?
No, well, I do. I guess it's like TM, but it is like 2 20-minute blocks, but I do it usually as 1 40-minute in the morning, right when I wake up. So I do like 20 minutes and then I'll take about a few seconds and then I'll do another 20. But
Oh,
if I have time, that's my ideal way of doing it. I know that it's beneficial to break it up, but I always like to just get it all done in the morning. So
do you
that's
work
what
with
I
a
usually do.
mantra
No, no,
to sit?
there's nothing. There's nothing. I don't even have I don't really even sit. I just lay down or sit, but like not, there's no, yeah, there's no mantra. There's just silence.
You know, I'm so inspired that you can do that. So I have tried for years and years, and I mean years and years, to sit with the nothing. And it was so stressful for me, and I was so bad at it. And it just was the worst that pretty recently, because I also sit every morning. I get up at 4:45. I'm sitting right in this chair at 5 a.m. and I try anyway. And so recently I've just been putting on music because
Mhm.
I think to distract the thoughts,
Yeah,
and that's really gotten me there. Like, this is
that's
now I feel
good.
so fulfilled. Yeah, I think some purists might say, well, then you're not really meditating or you're leaning on the music. I don't really care
No, you
because it's
are.
working for me.
Whatever works for you is what works, and it doesn't matter. You can listen to a guided meditation. You can listen to any kind of music, whatever. Music is just tones. They're just tones. They don't do anything. They're
Right,
just right
right,
there.
right.
You know, um, I love music. I play music all the time, so that's why I just need tones. I've been wanting to vape, so I don't vape, but I've been thinking about it. So I got my melodica out, and it's an accordion, but you have to blow into it. So instead of
Yeah.
vaping, I'm playing that, and it's kind of scratching that itch, which is super weird. It's also making my lungs a little stronger, which is really good.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
it's very hard to do, actually, to blow. You have to it functions through the bellows, so you have to blow it to play it, and
Oh,
the notes don't sustain unless you blow. It's very, so it's better than vaping.
what? Definitely better than vaping. What else do you play?
I play anything with strings, really. Um, I've been trying to think. I've been trying to make myself get the cello out from under the house for storage. I have a cello there that I think I have to play, but I don't want to get it out. Like, I have so much stuff that's all in storage in my house,
You
which
have
is
to.
really good, but everything's packed so well that I don't want to go and get it. But I've been thinking about bringing that. Anything with strings I can play pretty much. Not well, but I can pretty much play everything. And anything that has keys. I play like synthesizers, I play piano, I play like omnichords and
Wow.
mellotrons and all that kind of stuff. And they're all the same. It's all just keys. So I do pretty much play everything, but um every time I'm play in public, I have a really hard time. Like, and it comes from I was a child pianist, and I had a really bad attacks of stage fright before I would go
Hmm.
on. And
Hmm.
so those are like, they're still in my mind, which is so weird. So I've been taking my instrument out and playing like just the chords that I can't play, like on stage. Just, I'm going to play this because I can't play this in public for some reason. And then I'll just play the chord, and it's part of whatever, but it's helped me a little bit.
My mom has this theory that you cannot be sad while you're singing, even
Hmm.
if you're singing at a funeral, even if you're
Mm-hmm.
singing out of heartbreak. What do you think about that?
I think that's true because the song is a celebration. It's like it's a celebration of the body. It's the body making a beautiful sound, and even if it's a sad sound, it's a wonderful thing. Like, I actually been playing in public Jill Sobule's song, Mexican wrestler, who she's
Mm.
the best, and I can't
I'm so
kind of
sorry.
thank you. It's horrible, horrible. But she, when she passed away, and so I've been playing her song, and she's doing this wonderful thing now, this thing called Jillith Fair, where all of her friends are coming together to. I have a feeling they're kind of the dates that she was going to play. So we're
Ah,
filling them in with
I
this
love
Jillith
this.
Fair. So we're going to play her song. So it's like me and like the Go Go's and Tom Morello and all these wonderful people, all her friends. And so, and I'm
Who's
playing.
organizing that?
It's her managers and her all the people that she's worked with for her whole career, so
Wow.
it's really wonderful. So I'm playing her song, which is a really sad song, and I want to cry when I play it because I always think of her and how much I would force her to play the song because I love that song, and how now through all this I think it's been now it's been bequeathed to me, oddly, so now
Yeah.
it's become my song in the last few weeks. But yeah, I want to cry, I want to be sad when I play it, but I can't because it's
Right.
just a celebration of her life, so it's great.
Right. Right. Do you have a song that you wrote that's the most important to you? And you've written a lot of songs,
Yeah,
and I love your last album. And
thank you.
I've been listening to it so much, and I really feel like I'm just back in the '90s. Like
Good.
it really hits that strikes
Good.
that chord, no pun
I'm
intended, for
glad.
me.
I'm
I do love
glad.
it.
I'm really
And
glad.
do you have any song from that album or any album that you're like, this is the one, this is the
Well,
song?
I like the song Lucky Gift because it has the feeling of when you uh have a crush on somebody and you really like them and they like you back. Like it's like this thing of like it's adolescence feelings, but it's like you can have them at any time in life. And it's
Hmm.
exuberance and excitement and it's anticipation. And so I was like, oh, excited that I found a way to make a feeling out of notes. So that's what always brings me back to music. I made feelings out of notes, and like that's why I always like love music when you can make something. There's something like the song that I love is Christopher Cross has a song called Sailing, you
Takes
know?
you away to
Yeah,
where I'm going.
I love it. I love it.
Da-na-na-na-na-na. Me too.
But he made water out of notes, and it's
Oh,
really
yes.
incredible if you like listen to the way that you see the water, like you see the water moving,
Yes.
how we can do this with notes and how powerful notes are. And so I'm always moved by that. That's why I always go back to music every day. It's not my main profession, my business, but it's my main source of spirituality. I'm also trying to grow my brain because I'm afraid of dementia.
God,
So,
me too, man.
yeah,
Seriously.
you
Oh
got to
my
grow your
goodness. And
brain.
how do we do that? I can't play music, but I sing to it all the
Yeah,
time.
sing to it. Hearing has a lot to do with staving off dementia. Like people who have hearing loss actually have a much higher rate of dementia. So, we have to really be using our ears and connecting them to thoughts. So it's good that you listen to music, because
Yeah, all the
you're
time.
always inspiring something happening in your brain. We need to use our ears to inspire our brain to keep on moving and growing. So yeah, that's why I play music. That's why I try to learn things as much as I can, read as much as I can, because I don't want to lose my
Oh
ability
my
to.
God. Same here. And it has been on my mind. I guess by the time you're our age or north of 40 or 50, your friends' parents start
Mhm.
getting demented and it's like all over the
Yeah.
place now. And it's really terrifying to me. I don't want that for my family. I don't want to leave my kids
Yeah.
with that. Um,
No.
More than I don't want to experience it myself. I mean, I don't want to experience it myself, but I
Yeah.
think if you're demented, maybe you don't even
Maybe you
know.
don't know. Maybe you don't know, which is kind of fun to think about too. But I
Yeah, it's
just
like a
don't want to.
refresh.
Yeah, I don't want that for myself. I would rather just stave it off if I can.
I mean, if you had to pick, this is getting really morbid, but if you had to pick, like, I'd like to stay physically healthy, but my mind can go, or mentally healthy, but I'm trapped in a sick body, like, which is the best one to pick?
I think it's probably be better to have a healthy mind, I think. You know, just because I've been so tormented by my mind through like
Yeah.
alcoholism and depression, and I've spent so much of my life being really in misery because of the way that my mind works. So
Mm.
now that I'm kind
Hmm.
of out from under that, I would really like to preserve that. I think, although I don't know because I've never had any kind of real physical ailment.
Right.
So I
Right.
don't know what it would be like to actually be really sick. Like I don't know what
Right.
that is.
Right.
So
Ugh, may you never know. I'm
I
knocking
know it's
everything.
a
May
very
may
it's a
you.
very scary thing. So that but I think I do know what mental anguish is. I knew what mental health crises are. Like that's
Yeah.
I've experienced that so much.
Nailed
Like,
it. Yeah.
been there. I mean, maybe
Yes.
it's like maybe we get off easier because we've had so much mental illness.
I mean, get off easier, meaning that like we won't get physically sick because like
Yeah.
God's already done
Or
it to us.
as badly. Maybe it's handed out more evenly than that.
That's so interesting, and the way you put it, because it has been on my mind lately. Like, I have also been under the boulder of my mind, whether it's depression or this addiction shit. I'm so like over it. I'm over all the drama it's caused, and it came up just this morning. I was dropping my kid at school, and I said something about how much he loves video games, and it is a 24/7 addiction, and it's hard because with us, oh, you have alcoholism, which hurts you and other people. So you can go to rehab, you can put it down, you can whatever. But video game addiction is so normalized these days, you know? And anyway, I was just telling my son that it scares me when I see that in him because I have lost so much to addiction. I have lost so much time. I've lost so much love for myself and other people and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I never want to go back down into the black holes of depression. I never want to. And then I thought to myself, how arrogant, Kat. Like, you don't know, maybe it'll come again. And then if it comes, you know, I just feel like I'm tired. I'm tired from all of that. And I'm so relieved. But life happens, right? Like,
yeah, totally.
It's a silly thing to sit around and be scared of. But I guess I spent so many years. Like, I really didn't sober up. And I didn't really stop drinking until I was 42. And I didn't really like sober up until recently. And I mean that, like, you know, I white knuckled for 10 years. I didn't even think about it. I just fucking went forward, you know? And now in the last year and a half or so, I've really gotten to sobriety. And I'm so relieved to be here. I don't ever want to go back, you know? Do you ever feel like do you ever fear that you would, I don't mean relapse. I mean more like get sad or get crazy.
Yeah, totally. Totally. I have, and I have, that, I mean, that's why I spend so much time on like my own, journey, whether that's like with meditation or just really trying to anchor myself in a very positive mindset and keep that away, you know, whatever that is. Like, I'm just trying to do like a million things to get out from under it all the time. So I try to do preventative measures so that I don't ever want to be under that. Of course, things happen and there's disappointment and there's just stuff that bothers me, but that I know that it's nothing like it was before, where there was just hopelessness and the only relief seemed to be death, you know? So it was like, now I have, I do so much to combat that I think it takes up a lot of space in my life, like to not be depressed, to not go that route.
Yeah. Yes. Which I guess is how it has to be. I mean, this is what works.
Yeah.
Whatever
And
works.
I'm totally okay with like going on medication if that's necessary at some point, you know.
Hell yeah.
I haven't found the right one and it hasn't been necessary at this point, but you know, if it does become necessary, that's fine. You know, it's a possibility.
You're
but
right.
yeah, I haven't sort of explored to find the right one.
Do you have a person you call that, like if you feel yourself going down, you wake up one day and you know you're feeling some kind of way, do you have a point person that you call who helps you rise up?
Yeah. I have a few people like that. And they are that I do that for them as well. So it's quite a mutual important thing. But yeah, of course, I think that's really necessary.
I think so too. And I'm only just coming around to that. For the longest, I thought I didn't think I could do that. I didn't want to rain my bummed outness all over people. I didn't want to seem weak. I don't know, all the things. It sounds so silly now saying it out loud. But anyway, recently, and here's how it came to me. This year has been the year of twos. Everywhere I turn, it's twos, you know, like if someone gave me change the other day and it was a $2 bill. Like, when's the last time someone gave you a crisp $2 bill?
I haven't seen one for years. Yeah.
Right? And it wasn't even like I'm giving you this special thing. It was like in between the ones and the fives.
Yeah.
And I heard someone on my morning AA meeting I do, is called First Things First. And they were talking about how when they first got sober, someone gave them a $2 bill. And the point was, we are in this together. You're never just a single. Wasn't that nice? I thought so.
Really nice.
And I had it, now I'm just telling all that, but it was so special when I got that $2 bill that I put it on my altar. I'm like, somehow this feels like a special thing, and I'm not sure why. And then when I heard that story, I was like, ah, that is why,
Yeah.
because to remember, whether it's I'm calling someone or, for me, it's God, I am not alone. And somehow
No,
that knowledge is just great. Like
it's
I've
great.
wasted a lot of time being alone, even in relationships.
Yeah, yeah, well, you can be very lonely in relationships. I mean, that's the saddest thing,
Yeah,
when you're
yeah.
actually in the middle of a crowded room and you're really lonely. So it's not about the amount of people you surround yourself with. It's just the level of connection that you're choosing to have.
Are you close to your family?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they don't really understand recovery because they've never had I mean, my parents are both dry. They never drank or used drugs or anything like that, but they're just very um like limited in their understanding of like recovery or they don't know anything about it. And I've taken my parents to therapy. They hate it. They don't like it at all. But they're like my mom's father died at 50 from alcoholism. So I
Oh
mean, it's
man.
like they're but my dad's parents lived till their hundreds. So like they're like, we
Wow.
either die really fast from alcoholism or we like live a really long time. So they're kind of living a really long time kind of people, but they're just not the as Koreans, they're not they've never sought mental health assistance. They've never I'm the only person in my entire bloodline that ever has. So
Wow.
it's odd to them. They don't even know what it is really. Like when I tell them I'm going to an AA meeting, they say, "Oh well, oh they translate it for them amongst themselves, and they say, oh, she's going to the hospital,' because that's the
Huh.
closest thing that they can relate it to."
Okay, so that's really fascinating. Maybe one of the other reasons why, if everything is for a reason, that we're doing this again is because, so we're going to be airing this in June. And at the top of June, we're doing a Soberness Story Hour live, and we're doing it at the Algonquin. And the topic this time is race and recovery
Hmm.
because, because someone said something really tragic to me at one point. They said, when white people are alcoholics, they're victims of a disease, but when black people are alcoholics, they're criminals. And that made me so sad, and I
Hmm.
want to just explore it. I just want to learn about it.
Hmm.
I'm a white woman, this is my experience. I don't know about the other experiences.
Hmm.
How has being Asian, as being Korean, do you think played into your addiction and sobriety, if at all?
Well, I think it's a lot of secrecy, but the thing about it, well, South Korea has the highest population of active alcoholics, uh, a higher percentage than Ireland. Like that's like
What?
really incredible. We have South Korea has the highest number of highest rate of alcoholism, highest number of plastic surgeries, and highest rate of suicide
Oh
in
God.
all developed countries. So we
It's
are
quite a
number one.
trifecta.
Yeah, we are number one. And so, yeah, there's a lot of secrecy around it, and there's a lot of like not receiving assistance because it's like when you go to get help, mental health help, it's like a thing considered a white thing. I don't know
Yeah.
why it's like that,
Yeah,
but it
why is that?
is. I don't know. Um, I guess with privilege comes the idea that you can take care of your whole self. So that's
Hmm.
part of privilege. Is like you're not going to allow any suffering, which I think
Yeah.
is it's odd. But anyway, I sought help, and I
Well,
have specific recovery communities that are queer, BIPOC, that are also Asian American focused, um, and sometimes gendered. So very gendered. So I go to some things that are like women and trans and non-binary only, which are helpful as well. So, but yeah, it's. I think we just look at recovery in general, or the world of recovery, as kind of being a white thing, but it's not, and it's important to acknowledge that it's not, and it's good to take what we can get, and also to talk about it. So that's why I think that BIPOC things like organizations are helpful where we do talk about race very, very frankly, and it's very helpful.
Gee, is it seen as a weakness in Korean culture? Is that why people aren't seeking help?
Yeah, it's also it's just uh it's like, you shouldn't do that. You should just kill yourself. Like that's like the solution.
Oh,
Like
come
people
on,
in
man.
Korea are like, no, don't do that. Just kill yourself. Like it's a very they all do. Like there's so many people that kill themselves. Like they would rather kill themselves than face um any kind of shame. Like there was like the actor that from the film Parasite. He was caught with marijuana and he killed himself rather
Oh.
than face
Mhm.
the idea of like getting help or like recovery or sort of what that would mean. Can you imagine? Like it's a horrible. He was like the he was, the number one actor. Like it's really
Or also
shocking.
another option is just owning it. Yeah, I smoke pot. Yep, I
Yeah.
smoke pot.
Yeah.
That's really tragic. I didn't know that story. That is.
Yeah. But they don't really in Korean society it's very anti-drug, I mean they're not anti-alcohol because there's so much alcohol about, but and alcoholism is really of course very, very bad, but getting treatment is sort of unheard of.
Why do you think that alcoholism is so bad? Because of all this pressure, this cultural pressure, or what do you think?
There's a lot of pressure to succeed and to sort of have like the family and to take care of your family and to be successful in all areas of life. And it's incredibly competitive. And it starts with the schools because there's not a lot of schools. And so the positions to get in the schools require you have to acquire so much academic excellence to get in. And
Oh.
so kids are going to school and then they're going to like supplemental schools and they're in school until like 11 o'clock at night. So stuff like
Mm,
that, when you're doing that to kids from a very young age and then you send them into the workforce, it's just a high pressure society. And the only way that you can sort of let go is through drinking because drinking is very socialized and acceptable, especially if you're like
right,
going for drinking functions with your work. You're required to go on
right.
these like dinners, and it's a Japanese businessman thing. It's also in
Yeah.
Korean business culture. They have to go out to dinner and drinks with their boss, and everybody gets wasted, and it's part of the culture. So yeah,
That's
it's a
so crazy
very
because it's
intense
the
thing.
antithesis of like this, wanting to be perfect, wanting to be successful, wanting whatever. But then again, part of that success is being flat. I mean, I'd be flat out on the floor if I was
Yeah,
like forced to drink, and that
right.
doesn't seem like it would end well either. But
No,
that's really
no.
interesting. Why do you think the plastic surgery is so prevalent?
It's a culture of conformity. So
Mm,
everybody has to really conform. So the uniqueness of a person is really it's not valued, I think, in the way that it is maybe, I don't know, in Europe, but there's that thing of jolie laid. It's like the ugly beautiful. That
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
exist
yeah.
in Korea. There's
Wow,
a real sense of needing to conform, and the beauty standards are so rigid for men and for women. So
really?
you're seeing like if you ever watch like K-dramas on Netflix, you'll see they all kind of have a gloss that's really it's this
Wow,
otherworldly beauty that's it's pretty
huh?
amazing. Not that I would love to get a facelift there, but I don't have time.
Do you feel that Korean pressure to
No,
be 1 pound and perfectly
no,
skinned?
no,
No, good.
obviously not. I don't care.
Right, good, right? Because that just me seems to. I mean, listen, man, we're all gonna get old. We're getting older. Like,
I just don't care. Like, I just don't, it really doesn't, I don't know. I don't care. But it's also part of like menopause is that you just kind of, I'm so over it. Like, it doesn't matter.
doesn't matter. Don't you love? I love getting older.
I do.
Being sober and getting older.
Yeah.
I would hate to be an old drunk, but I just love the wisdom, man. The
Yeah.
wisdom is the reward for the wrinkles, right? It's the
Right.
reward for all the other crap.
Yeah. And it's just fun. Like, I just have a good time most of the time. So it's like not really, yeah, it's not a concern of mine. I'm very physically healthy. At least I feel like I am. So it's like I can do what I want to do. And that's all that matters.
You said something earlier and you said, well, music's not my main business. What do you consider your main business? Because you're an actress, you're a musician, you're a comedian.
Stand-up comedy. That's my main
That's
business.
it.
That's like it. And that's what I work on every day. I write jokes every day. I usually write a joke. I really try to write a joke before I get out of bed. That's like the first thought that comes to my mind is a joke, so I can get my mind going. Yeah, that is the one focus always, is what's funny and what's going to be good and what's going to be funny.
When did you know that you could do this as a job?
I mean, I think I started thinking about that I was going to do it when I was like 8 or 9 years old. And then I really started when I was 14 and doing shows.
Wow.
So, yeah, I knew that I was going to do it, and I'd have very vivid dreams of doing it like as a child, and they are exactly how it feels like to do it now. So it's I've always known that that's like my job, my business is that.
Isn't it? I think it's the greatest. I have being a broadcaster is what I was put on this planet to do. There is nothing else that quiets the noise for me as much as when I'm doing what we're doing right now. I don't feel heat. I don't feel cold. I don't feel wet. I don't feel tired. I don't feel anything. I just feel zoned in. And as we were saying earlier, our minds are so bad to us. It's, to me, the most blessed thing to have this opportunity to be this calm and clear. So does that sound like how you feel when you're doing comedy?
Yeah, it's like flow, the whatever they call flow, where you're like, you're doing the right thing. You're supposed to be where you are. And it's really it's very gratifying, and I think I feel the same.
Do you have a joke that you thought, like, this is the one that everyone's going to tell for the rest of my life, is the funniest one ever, that didn't get any traction? And then on the flip side, the one that you thought no one was going to like, but it's made you famous?
There's always stuff like that. I can't really think offhand.
Was there one thing that made you famous?
I think doing impressions of my mom. Like, I just had one joke that I would do about how, like, I told my mom when I was 14 I wanted to be a comedian, and she said, "Oh, maybe it's better if you just die."
No.
And that one is like, that one has like so much traction. It's so weird. It's just like, so, I don't know why people really like it, but it's something that I always thought, well, that's just something she said. It's not really that funny to me, but I think it is kind of funny. But it's yeah, that's probably what's famous, is like just doing impressions of my mom.
Of her. How did she feel about that?
Oh, she loves it. She loves that I'm a comedian. Like, she said, I went to a doctor, he knows who you are, and I became so famous at doctor office because they know everything about you. Like, she's so excited because
she loves it.
She's so famous, and it's really and I think that, like, it's just so amazing to them, because I think they experienced so much racism when they came to America that it was like so odd that somebody that would look like them could actually become famous and like a star and like well known enough so that their doctor would know, so that's, I think, really the achievement. It is like the idea of America being this dreamlike place where anybody can really make it. I mean, it was true at some point, maybe not so much true now with everything happening. We don't know.
Girl,
it's so bad, but it's
everything that's happening has me wanting to, like, why don't I just die?
I know, it's so bad. It's so bad, but it's like, we've got to see it through. It's going to feel so good when it's over, and it will be over. It will be over.
Yeah. It has to be over, but I mean, listen, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole, although I say that every day, and then I like rip open the paper and I can't wait to know what's going on.
So much.
This particular morning was very hard for me with the Harvard International Students headline.
Yeah.
I mean,
so bad.
It's like, I just,
it's so bad, but it's all because Barron didn't get into Harvard, and it's also,
is that what it is?
That's all it is. That's all it is. So the thing is like, why does he start all these wars with people or like Taylor Swift or Bruce Springsteen or like Beyonce or
Right.
but not the person who killed him, tried to kill him. Like he should be looking into that kid's parents, that kid's all of the internet
all of it.
sources that were radicalizing him, all of the places that he was getting guns. Like, why isn't he looking into all of the security breaches that happened? Like, why isn't he looking into the possibility of a conspiracy with Secret Service? Why isn't he looking into anything relating to the actual assassination attempt? Like,
because maybe he hired that guy to do it so that he could do this.
Yeah. Why isn't he looking at the fact that they didn't pull his head down when he was shot?
Right.
Because it gave them a clear shot of his head. Enough to get the photo. So
Right.
It's like,
it's all about the photo.
But why are you going against Harvard? Like, Harvard didn't try to shoot you.
No,
Harvard
and not
didn't
those
leave
nice
your head
students.
exposed. Harvard didn't leave your head exposed to be shot again. Harvard didn't radicalize itself to shoot you. Harvard didn't get itself a gun. Like, it's the logic.
You're right.
The logic of it. Like, why wouldn't you actually go for the sites that are saying, kill him, like whatever.
Right.
Right.
I don't. There's no logic.
People? Yeah. So
there's no rhyme or reason that we can tell. And you're very right when you say like the only way out is through. Like we have to persevere.
We just have to like keep going, and there's gonna be dumb shit like this every day. Like, what happened to Alcatraz?
Oh, come on with the Alcatraz.
What
come
happened?
on.
What happened with that? It's like it's just like, but it was a huge uproar, and then now it's like he just says shit.
He just says shit, right? He just says shit, and the news. We all have to report it. We all have to talk about it, But it's crazy. He's got everyone running around like crazy.
Yeah, and everybody freaks out. But it's like, what are we supposed to be? Should we be listening to? What should we? I mean, the bill hopefully won't pass it. I don't know. This bill, it's like so bad. All the economic stuff, like the terror, everything. It's just so bad.
But at least the nice white farmers from South Africa have had a soft landing here in the United States.
The lies of that, too. They're not even... The thing about it is the crime affects everybody in South Africa. It's not just the white farmer. It's like, yeah, there were murders, but there are also many murders of Black South Africans as well. So it's like, but you just think you only care about the white lives. Like, it's a very... But all of the... or just the randomness of the cruelty, like with Mahmoud Khalil, like not letting him touch the baby.
What the heck with that?
Like
he has a baby.
He just had the baby. They won't let him touch it. Like they won't let him physically touch the baby. Like it's like, he's not a terrorist.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's so cruel.
He's a student.
It's so cruel.
He's like, just somebody got caught up in this stupid, all of the ICE, and the ICE guys are just the Patriotic Front coming out of like protesting drag shows and January 6th. Like it's just January 6th. That's why their heads are all covered. Like that's what really bothers me. It's like all of the helpers, like Pam Bondi and Caroline Levitt, I hate the most.
Joe, I mean, what?
I hate her the most.
She's wild, huh? I mean, really like wild, so forceful, and like, what are you saying? And she's so young. I keep thinking, well, when I was young, I said some crazy shit too, and I believed crazy shit too, but she's just like nonstop.
Well, she knows that if this whole administration doesn't work, it's over for her. Like if this, Kristi Noem knows, Tom Homan knows, all of them know if this doesn't work, they're all going to jail, or at least disbarred, or at least financially ruined, like Rudy Giuliani, like everything he touches. Like Rudy Giuliani is the best example of like totally, or My Pillow guy totally goes down. Elon Musk, everything he touches turns to shit. Even Elon.
Yep. Yes, 100%. Like all those smug Tesla owners. I'm sorry if you have a Tesla. Do you have a Tesla?
No.
Oh God, thank God. Okay, but like everyone who bought those cars and felt so smug, like how are they feeling now?
Well, it sucks because they were actually good for the environment.
I
this was
know.
actually a positive thing, but they fucked it. He fucked it up. I
He made it
mean,
ugly.
he made it ugly because he's ugly. So
Ugly.
he's so
Yes.
ugly. But it's that Trump, he will ruin everything he touches. Everything withers. And
Yeah.
those people know, like, if this doesn't work, everything's over.
Everything is over. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And so they have to keep
That's why if
clawing and
they fight
holding
so
on to their
hard for it,
craziness. Yes.
that's why they have that
Right.
fight so hard and be so indignant and so screaming mad. Like Kristi Noem,
Right.
so screaming mad. Tulsi Gabbard, so
So
screaming
mad.
mad. But it's like, what's good is that they are getting attacked. They are getting reamed in all of these
Yes,
oversight
please.
committees, which is great, but it's still
That's
not enough.
democracy, right? That's how it's
Yeah.
supposed to be working. Like, actually, you're making a great point. We are seeing democracy working in some, I've been thinking too, like, I can't wait till we're in that final stretch, in that fourth year, when we look back and say, well, that didn't stick and that didn't stick. Or maybe, my real, like, penthouse fantasy forum about our government moment is like, when are we going to go, remember when we thought it was so bad and look how great things turned out? Like, I just feel like there's got to be some silver lining. Like, it looks terrible now, but somehow it created the environment for this amazing thing to happen. And I don't know what that amazing thing would be, but I have to go there in my mind, like thinking about the afterlife, I have to go there and think that something good will come of this. And
I think so. Yeah, it has to, because I think what it's helping us do is realize all of the leaks and the loopholes that we've created. Like, we haven't really done a good job. We thought with the Constitution we did a good job, but we didn't do as much as we could. And so I think
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Maybe it's a strength. Maybe it strengthens democracy, right? Because we see, like you said, we see where the leaks are. That's a really good way to look at it. I feel. Thank you, Margaret Cho. I feel much better, actually.
We see where we're weak, and we see where oligarchies can dive in. And if I feel like ultimately there's more of us. There's more of us. There's more working class.
Yes.
There's more progressives. There's more people that are not in the cult, and then the people who are in the cult who are being betrayed financially and otherwise, and deported and all the stuff. So
the deportations are terrifying to me.
Oh,
God, that's the scariest.
And then to random places like Libya and the Sudan. Like, what? Like, I mean, CCOT is bad enough. Like, it's just.
Ugh.
But it's oh God. Then I hate Tom Homan. Like, he's a very Dick Tracy villain coded. That him, like, walking through like all the sort of mass arrest, eating an apple. Like, he's it's very Gotham. It's so horrible.
Do you ever get scared as a comedian? Like, is this going to make its way into your act? And do you ever get scared of what that will do?
Yes, this is all in my comedy. This is all part of my comedy. And yeah, I actually turned down a job in Canada for a series regular for a show that I really wanted to do. And I turned it down because it would have required me to go back and forth across the border 9 times. And I just wasn't willing to do it.
Wow.
Like, I'm not willing to go through and have them search my phone. Because
the phone searching is bananas. Absolutely bananas.
It's full of shitty memes about like political cartoons of them looking so bad. And
then you go to forever jail.
Yeah, I would go to Sudan. I think that's where they're sending the Asians.
Right.
I mean, I'm an American citizen. I was born here, but it doesn't matter. They're deporting anybody. But yeah, I just didn't want to cross the border. So
wow,
I hate that.
Heartbreaking.
I know it sucks, but it's like, I also have the luxury, like, I don't have to take every job, like, but
which is amazing.
Which is amazing. But I didn't want that job, but it was like so painful to like not be able to do it because of Trump. Like, I hope that Bruce Springsteen can come back. It's horrible, but we have to remember, like, it's gonna be okay. Like, it is gonna be okay. It has to be. It has to be.
It has to be.
It has to be. There's no. And the reason they're so awful is because they know it's not going to work. It's not going to work for much longer, so they can have. It's
having a temper tantrum now.
Yeah. It's an extinction burst, I think, of like.
I'll take it. Yeah.
The white supremacy, the the racism, the male supremacy, all of that, the patriarchy. I feel like that's what it is. But
great. Listen, girl, I'll take it. It has to be something like that. Now, what do you do? So here's what I've resorted to, and this happened to me during COVID also. I'm not really a shopper generally, but I find myself scrolling like colorful shoes on Poshmark, or like just things that are easy, like a soft, cuddly little lamb of scrolling.
How cute!
What's your island of safety?
My animals, my pets for sure. Going on walks with my dog, like my beautiful cats, my work. I really love my work. I mean, to me, that's really fun. I love TikTok, like just scrolling. I'm on a no buy. So I've been on a no buy since the inauguration, not the inauguration, since the election. So I'm not purchasing anything other than consumables, is things that I'm going to eat, or things that I like, toilet paper.
Okay.
So no purchases at all.
Why?
I don't want to contribute to this economy in any way.
Yes.
I'm going to take as much as I can, but I'm not going to give. And so that's a kind of part of my, I don't know, my own silent protest is I'm not consuming. And that's a big deal because I'm quite a fashion person. So it's very weird.
You do have awesome style.
Thank you. But yeah, I haven't bought any makeup it's weird. It's all just old stuff, but hopefully I can last the 4 years, but we'll see.
Yeah, right, exactly. So that's a really interesting way to protest. I love it. Do you have any other silent protests?
I think I'm trying to write as much material about it and trying to, make a big deal about it in my comedy. I do a lot of talk about it, a huge amount.
Have you played with the idea of if a club was like, listen, we're so psyched to have you, but you just can't do that Trump material?
Nobody would ever say that to me. Nobody would ever say that.
I defy them to say it.
No, they wouldn't. I mean, if yeah, I don't, no club or a theater with any comic, I think, would ever, do that. Not. I don't think so. We'll see.
These are weird times.
It is.
Right?
It's true.
These are really weird times. Listen, I've taken up so much of your time, but I want to leave with this question. So, the first time when I told people you were coming on, people went gushing. They couldn't believe they were so excited. Such big fans. You have such big fans everywhere, and I assume that wherever you go, people tell you how important your music or your comedy is to them. Or how are you at taking compliments?
I love it. That's so nice because I love my comedy. I love my music. I really love what I do, so I'm really appreciative. I love that people love it because I love it. Like, I really enjoy my work, and I'm really proud of it. And if somebody likes it, I'm so excited. So I want to celebrate with them. Like, I like it too.
Oh, awesome. That's great. That's a great reply, actually,
yeah.
Because some people are so uneasy with it. And
no, it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Good to hear. Good. Well, I love you. I love your work. And my favorite thing that you did was Fire Island. I loved you in Fire Island.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love that movie too. I love those guys. They're such beauties.
Awesome. Was it fun to make?
Yes. Yes. We had a great time. Yeah, they're so special.
They definitely look like that.
Yeah.
All right, Margaret Cho. I am so happy that this worked out. Thank you for making time for me.
Of course. Thank you. I'm so glad.
All right. We'll see you again.
Yes.
Bye. That does it for another episode of Soberness. Thank you so much for tuning in. Listen, we love making this show for you, but now we need you to do something for us, please. See that subscribe button? Hit it. So hit it. Just hit the subscribe button. But I'll wait. You hit it? Yeah, good. Now go around your house, get your mother, your dad, your cousin, the babysitter. I want everybody. We just need you to subscribe. We're so grateful. Thank you so much.